What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Summoner's War. I didn't think I'd be making videos on this game again, because the last video I made on this, it was June 2022. It was that big summon session video I did, where I did over 300 summons like that. Since that point, I kind of stopped playing this game. I haven't really, realistically, this was my first time logging into the game in probably months. I mean, I did log into it, I think, once since moving into my new apartment, but it's not really a game that I really prioritize anymore because I've been pretty much dedicated to Epic 7 at this point, so I don't know if I'm really intending on making videos on this game anymore, but I just thought it'd be fun to come back and revisit this for old time's sake, you know what I mean? But anyway, so what we're going to be doing in this video is, coming back to this game, like, they kind of revamped a lot of the dungeons and stuff. Like, they changed a lot of stuff around. So we don't have the B12 dungeons anymore. So we have what's known as the Abyss dungeons. So they have Abyss Normal and Abyss Hard. So I guess that was their replacement for the B12s and stuff. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to revisit my Dragons team, because I want to go through and clear some the Abyss content. So we're gonna start with Dragons. I've done Giants Abyss Hard already. You know what? The team that I used from that Naomi video, they were actually able to beat Abyss Hard. So I think I can still beat Giants Abyss Hard with that team. So I'm just gonna leave that as is. But Dragons is one that I've been trying to improve for the longest time. So I was looking up videos on YouTube. Like, I was going back and kind of rewatching some the old Summoners War YouTubers I used to watch. I kind of went back and started watching them a little bit. You know, guys like YDCB. I even went back to watch Jew Bagel, just out of curiosity. Just come to find out he's completely quit the game. I mean, I don't blame him, because there's really not... This game isn't as popular as it used to be, so there's no point in trying to milk it for content anymore. And yeah, because coming back to it, it's very overwhelming, because there's just so much clutter. I feel like look at all these events to go through. It's just insane. It's so much stuff to keep track of. It's I don't care enough to bother, frankly. So we're just gonna be we're focusing on farming, just improving teams for fun. I'm still trying to do the Summoner's Way stuff. I'm still stuck on this one too. TOA hard. I still can't beat it. I think the last video, yeah, even from 3 years ago, I was still stuck. The farthest I got was floor 70. Yeah, I still can't really get there. I mean, even now, I think I'm stuck on 60 something. So it's a little frustrating, but yeah, it doesn't really motivate me to come back completely, but I thought it'd be fun to make a video on it for old time's sake. I expanded my island to, I have 4 islands now, so this island's just gonna be for my summoning circle, I think. Yeah, my island just felt a little cluttered, so yeah, this is just awful in my opinion. But anyway, enough of that. We're not gonna sit here and look at everything, because for anybody that's been here since I started playing this game, you guys would know kind of my progress and where things kind of left off. But yeah, I'm level 51 now, so that's good. Yeah, they expanded the level cap to 100 now, so it's kind of funny. But anyway, so what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be trying to do Dragons Abyss Hard. I'm going to try and build a team for that. The one thing I do like now is they kind of learned from Epic 7. So now when you level up monsters, they stay at the level that they left off at, which is nice. They don't reset from level 1. That was the most frustrating thing about trying to level up monsters, is their level resets, and I'm like, why would you do that? That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, that's one thing I like about Epic 7 is they make it so much easier to level up your monsters, frankly. But now this game has learned from that and started to improve, which means making fusion monsters is a lot easier now. So what we're gonna do first, so like I said, I'm gonna be doing the dragons. I'm gonna try and go for Dragons Abyss Hard just to see if I can build a team for that. And one of the teams I found was actually from Sean B, another guy I haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, I just looked up Summoners War Dragons Abyss Hard, and his video was the first one I showed up. So I'm like, okay, we'll try that out. And the team that he was using actually includes Veramos. So we are gonna fuse Veramos. You know, I started playing this game back in 2016. So 9 years, I have never once fused Veramos. Ever. I know back when the game came out, everybody was sitting here trying to tell you, oh, you need to fuse Veramos, you need to fuse Veramos. Like he's, like, oh, you, like, in order to do Giants, like, you needed Veramos. It's like, come to find out that were workarounds around needing Veramos, so he's not really essential anymore. Like, even back then, he wasn't really that essential, frankly. But yeah, even back then, he wasn't really essential. But I mean, he still has his place, I feel, even now. But there are better options out there, especially after all the monsters that they've included in here. Yeah, they've included a lot of fusion monsters too. Like even the Dokaibi Princess. I think the only way to get this is to fuse it, which is kind of funny. I don't know. But yeah, they added a lot of fusion monsters. Like now they have this Dark Dokaibi Lord, yeah. And then yeah, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, Vero I never fused, frankly, just because back then, like, yeah, back in the day, like, it was very difficult, like I said, to level up monsters, and this wasn't my go-to game at the time. Like, I played it in passing whenever I did like streams and stuff, but I never really dedicated like multiple hours to this game unless I was streaming. Outside of streaming, I wasn't really. I just logged in just to do my daily logins and maybe farm a couple dungeons. That was about it. You know, I didn't dedicate like hours of my time to like building teams and stuff, unless I either was streaming or I wanted to do a video on it. But yeah, Vero I never was needed for any of the things that I did. So it's kind of funny, yeah. So we're gonna be fusing Veramos for the first time 9 years later. This is gonna be interesting. So I got all the material for him. This was the Argon I think I was trying to use him in my. It was either Giants or Necro, maybe. I think it was Giants. Yeah, I was using him for something. So we're gonna just fodder. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna use him as fodder. If I need another one, I can either summon another one or fuse another one, because yeah, he's literally right here. So he's fusion material, so you can just fuse him again. And then we got this Akia here, McKean, and then the Dark Yeti. I had this one locked just because I wasn't sure if I was going to get another one, because these are secret dungeon monsters. So I thought, like, yeah, they're not as common. So I thought, like, I locked it down just because I didn't think I was going to need it. But I'd never seen anybody use this guy, like, ever. So it's fine. But anyway. Alright, well, with that being said, let's fuse Vero. The thought of this is really funny to me. Like, After what everybody was saying to fuse Veromos, it's really funny that we're finally doing it now, 9 years later. After the game's been out for 11 years, I'm just now fusing Veromos. But anyway, so there's Vero. That is so funny. Oh, it doesn't even show up in the chat anymore. Well, that's interesting. So when you fuse, like, oh, you succeeded the fusion, it doesn't show up in chat anymore. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and level up Vero and then get him awakened. And then I'm going to try and put some runes on them. And then I'm going to put together, and then I'm going to show you guys the kind of the team that we're going to be making today. So, for this video. So I will make a cut here and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so we are back. So this is essentially the team that Sean B was using. So we have Verd as our speed lead. He's on a fatal blade set. Ideally you want to get him to like 100% crit rates because that makes his skills more effective. I was only able to get him to 96, at least with attack, crit damage attack. Because he went with more of a more damage build on him, so I'm kind of like, that's interesting. Now, ideally, if you get him to like plus 30 to plus 60 additional speed, that should be all right. I don't really have any like artifacts to give him. I tried to find like some artifacts at least, but yeah. Okay, we'll just look at all. These are all the fire ones we have. I wasn't sure if any of these would be better. I mean, if anything that boosts like crit damage, I think, or crit rate, that might not be bad. Crit damage taken. Damage dealt on fire. I don't know if I really need that. Yeah, I gotta form more of like the, see, when they implemented the Steel Fortress and the Punisher's Crypt, I could not farm those for anything because those are pretty difficult. But now I feel like people had a lot more time to think about team compositions and stuff, so I don't know if it really, it's probably much easier now. Is there like a crit rate up? There's no speed up, it's just accuracy and crit damage. Yeah, I don't really have like ideal like artifacts for him, so we're just gonna have to leave him without, I think, for now, but I think it's fine. Okay, but yeah, so that's Verd. I have, so he's at 141 speed. So it's like I said, he doesn't have as much crit rate as I would like, because ideally I'd want him to be at 100%, but 96 he should be critting at least a good chunk of the time. So it's probably going to be a little bit slower than what it could be, but I think for what it is, it should be fine. Okay, and here's my Vero. He's only at level 35 because I ran out of a Dark Angelmon to max him out, but he'll level up naturally over time. Now, I think for him, like, you do want to try and get a little bit of damage on him. Like, I was trying. He has so he's on speed, crit damage, HP, actually. Huh. I think, yeah, because he can do a little bit of damage if you put him on, like, a damage build. Yeah, so he's on Violent Revenge. I was trying to prioritize, like, crit damage and crit rate mostly, but I completely neglected his attack. Yeah. So it is what it is. It's not the best, but hopefully it's safe enough for him to do something. Do I have any dark artifacts I can give him, now that I think about it? Do we have like any like damage boost or whatever? We do have some. I might see if I can auto engrave. Let's see what we got. So this one, so additional damage with 27% of speed, additional damage. So see, skill 1 recovery, skill 2 accuracy. I guess we can try that, and then we can refine this one. Damage dealt on wind. Interesting. Why though? I mean, I don't care. Fuck it. We'll try it. It's just to give him something. So that adds more HP and flat. Yeah, my artifacts aren't great. Like I said, I haven't really played this game at all. Like after like the new dungeons came out, like I haven't even attempted that new one either. The spiritual whatever. Yeah, I haven't even tried that one yet either. But it is what it is, I guess. I think he's mostly here just to like provide debuffs, like because he can. So he can stun. So he has attack bar reduction, and then I think he can. So he can dot the boss. Yeah. So he's mostly here just for like debuffs, I think, and to reduce attack bar. I don't think you want to. If you can prioritize more damage on him, go for it. But otherwise, I think this is okay enough. Yeah, we'll try it and see. Okay, next up we have Lauren. Now Lauren is supposed to go turn 1. So yeah, Lauren, you want her to be like as fast as you can get her, at least 65% accuracy, so she can land the defense break and also land her strip here. So yeah, that's the idea here. And then her artifact is just whatever. Like I think I just auto engraved pretty much, but I don't know if there's anything better. Yeah, it didn't give anything better. That's fine. Yeah, so she's on Swift Broken. Again, I was just trying to make her very fast. Now the thing is, you don't really for this. She's not really ideal on Violent. I was watching back like the video I did about the Wind Marshal cat Naomi, and I even mentioned in that putting Lauren on Violent is not great because she never has her skill 2 available. Like she always ends up wasting it. So that's why I keep her on Swift. Yeah, Swift is more ideal in my opinion, but yeah, because Violent, like she always like does some. The AI is kind of stupid, so it always just immediately wastes the silver plated bullet. That way, by the time we get to the boss to strip the immunity, she never has it. Yeah, because I was using her previously in Dragons, so yeah, that was always a problem with her. Is she never has her her uh, skill her skill 2 ready to go, but yeah, you want her to go fast to go turn 1. That way she can like defense break and also get the more the attack bar reduction. So mine's out 232, so that should be all right. Okay, next up we have Spectra. Now Spectra originally when Spectra was one of the main ones that we used for dragons, honestly. So this is more attack bar reduction. Now ideally typically we build him really fast, right? But we don't want him to go turn 1. So in this instance, I prioritize damage instead, because that's what Sean B did. So try to get him a little bit of like extra attack and crit damage, because his skill 2 can actually do some decent damage. So that's ideal, because then so if Lauren goes turn 1, she can defense break, and then that allows Spectra to do some big damage there with his skill 2, because and most likely he's already gonna have used his backlash, so then he'll switch to his skill 2, and then that'll be pretty good. But yeah, he's on Swift Broken. I think so I put him on attack or damage attack build. Yeah, if you can get him like with decent crit damage and crit rate, I don't think you need to prioritize his attack too much. But if you can get him a little bit extra attack, I think that'll be fine. Yeah, so that's Spectra. I mean, you could try and go for a little bit more accuracy as well, just so that way he can land his backlash a little bit more often, but I don't think it's really crucial. And then his artifacts are just additional damage and skill 3 crit. What the hell? Okay, that's actually kind of bad. Skill 3 crit damage. Why? His skill 3 doesn't crit. So skill 1 accuracy. I don't think I have any other better ones. Skill 2 crit damage. This one would probably make more sense, frankly. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. This one's actually better. So we will go with that instead. Okay, so that's going to have to be for... So that's going to be Spectra for now. That also gave him a little more attack, too. Yeah, okay. So that was a much better choice. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so that's Spectra. Like, you don't want him to go, like, super fast. I mean, if you're using him in, like, other places, then, yeah, build your Spectra fast. Like, especially for TOA, I guess, and I know there's also, like, PvP content, like Guild Battle and Siege and all that stuff. If you can, like, if you want to leave him fast, then go for it. But if you're only using him here, you can slow him down a bit, I think. Now that should be fine. And then the last unit is Crow. Now Crow, he's mostly here to do like brand the boss, and then that way, and also try and contribute a decent amount of damage, because that allows Spectra to also do more damage as well with branding. Yeah, because the skill 3 does branding, which increases damage depending for each harmful effect. Yeah. So mine is on Swift Blade, which is I think speed, crit damage, attack. Yeah. I couldn't get my... Ideally, I wanted to put him on Rage, so that way he has at least 200 crit damage. I couldn't really get... I don't have any more Rage runes. Because, I mean, I have... my Rayok is on a Rage set right now. I think also Katarina. I didn't really want to, like, switch around all these runes, so I just tried to put him on Swift. His attack could be a lot better. And same thing with his crit rate, crit damage, but... I have to work with what I have, pretty much. Now, Crow, you actually don't need to use here. You can put any other attack bar reducing unit here. I know he also mentioned Lapis. Like, Lapis could work as well. My Lapis is probably better than my Crow, honestly. 85, 140. 87, 183. Well, he'll do more... She has more attack, but he has more crit damage, so... Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any attack type artifacts, unfortunately, but... And his Darkness artifact is the damage dealt on fire one. That's mostly the one I was trying to prioritize. So he'll do an extra 30% damage to the boss. So... But anyway, so this is ideally what kind of team you want to run here. Like I said, if you don't want to build Crow, like, you can still use Lapis as well. It's going to be a little bit slower, but at least it'll be a little bit safer because there's a little bit extra attack bar reduction there. So, but anyway, with that being said, we're going to try it out. I have to do Abyss Normal first because, like, I haven't attempted this yet. So I'll see if I can clear Abyss Normal, and then we'll move into Abyss Hard. So I'm probably going to skip Abyss Normal. Well, I might show you guys the Abyss Normal just to kind of see what the team does. I'll probably show, like, the boss fight when we get there, but... Anyway, I think I will skip ahead and make a cut here in the video, and then I'll come back when we get to the boss. So, see you guys in a bit. Alright, here's the boss. I think I need to go back into my settings and turn off the animations, but yep, not bad. Alright, so let's try this out. Okay, so she defense breaks, and then they come in, he attack breaks. Okay, build that up, nice. Ooh, he left the brand, that's cool. That's cool, cool. Okay, can we... See, she used her skill 2 already. That's the problem. That's the problem with this team. That's the problem. That's the main problem with Lauren, is she already used her skill 2. So their speed tuning is kind of weird, but okay, there you go. Ouch. Okay, we lost Verd. Fuck. Okay. I mean, we won, but is it better? So 158, yeah, it was a little slow because I had to change the turn order in the auto menu, but okay, they can beat it. They can beat it, and that's trash. Great. We got the Tekken tokens. But here's what I'm really curious about, is if they can beat this one. So we'll try it for this. And where's Vero? Right there. So we will try it for this one. Okay, so let's see if this works out. So the attack speed didn't really help much, I feel. Yeah, like I said, she's still... The damage, I think, is a little lacking. That's probably part of the problem. But, I mean, Spectre is doing some pretty good damage. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah, so she used her skill 2 there. So Spectre is doing some decent damage. That's pretty cool. The only thing this team really lacks is a healer, which is kind of whatever, I suppose, but... Okay, so they're prioritizing Verd, which kind of sucks. I mean, Verd can heal himself, but he needs to also be tanky enough to survive, too. That's another thing. Okay, we got the Super Crush. Ooh, a lot of attack bar reduction. Yeah, I'm thinking Lapis might be better here, frankly, but we can try this out with Crow and see how fast it is. See, she wasted her silver plate bullet already. Crap. That kind of sucks. So now this crystal's going to move. Okay, we got some attack bar reduction there. Okay. Alright, now does she have the silver plate bullet again? She does. Okay. That's not bad. Okay. Alright, so Verd actually is critting most of the time. That's pretty good, I think. Wow. Okay. 139, that's not awful. That's not terrible. Okay. Alright, we got some rune pieces for that. I don't really craft. I don't really do like rune crafts anymore. It's honestly a waste. I feel like rune crafting is a waste of time, but anyway. Okay, so they were able to beat it. That's interesting. But now the question is, can we do a times 10 of that? Can they continuously beat it? So we'll try that out. You can do these up to 30 times. That's kind of wild. Okay, so I'm going to run a times 10 repeat battle in the background and see how many, and see if they can clear all 10. Because if they lose, it's going to automatically stop anyway, but yeah. We'll see how this fares, and I will come back at the end. Okay, so they ended up losing after 2, which kind of is unfortunate. Yeah, I was watching it, and I saw that Vero died like during one of the crystal waves, but anyway, we'll power this one up for the speed, I guess. Nope. Okay, fine. That is one thing I do like about this over Epic 7 is the when you power up runes, like they actually changed this. It was nice. Like it's nice now. It's like you're not wasting mana now. Like if you just pick like, okay, like I want to power it up this much, it'll just instantly power up now. Before it would have to think about powering up and do that. Yeah, but anyway, so I think part of the problem is Spectra should be. I think he should be faster, frankly. So I might pull him off the damage build. I mean, if I can still keep him on, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. If I can still keep him on a damage build, just add more speed on. Like, let's see. So we're gonna take that off. So I guess we'll let's go to all. Oh, stop. Okay, so let's look at so speed sub here. So this one is actually the fastest Swift rune. And we got attack percent here. So that speeds him up a little bit. It lowers his damage a little bit, but like I said, I think we just want him to... We just want him to be a little bit faster. And he gets a little bit more HP too. That would also help, I think. A little bit. Okay. So he's a little faster now. Is this... Would that be better? Let me see. Let me see if they can... We're going to run this again and see if speeding him up a little bit would helps us out at all. Okay, that one they lasted a little bit longer, but they died at the mini boss from that one. So I'm like, god damn it. But anyway, accuracy. That's speed on. I guess hold on to that now. Flat. Shield runes. This one might hold on to that. Another flat rune. That's great. Oh, that one has speed on it. Nah, it's not worth wasting my time on. Okay, so the main problem is Verd dies quite a bit. He's just not tanky enough. I feel, yeah, he's definitely not tanky enough. So I may have to, like, instead of putting him on a more damage build, I may have to put him on just that way he a more like tank build, I think. So let me see if we can like auto engrave and see what it gives us. Really, well, that's kind of annoying. So we want to like I want to like improve his crit rate, honestly. So that is crit rate. This one has crit rate. So all these should have crit rate on it, yeah. Maybe I'll give him an HP slot 6. So let's try that. So HP percent. Do we have one for... But we do have one for Blade. And it has crit rate on it. Perfect. So how much crit rate would he be losing here? I don't think he'd be losing any. So let's power this up to 15 and see what we get. Okay, that would actually give him over what he needs for crit rate. Okay, so... Now he's at that. He still has a decent amount of attack. He has a lot more HP now. And he has decent speed still. So that should be fine. Okay. And then again, like artifacts, I don't really have anything for him. What does it recommend? Attack bar 1 revived, counterattack damage. I don't think we have one that has damage against fire or whatever. Damage dealt on fire. Or taken from fire. Damage dealt on fire. We have that one. I guess we'll give him that. And then I don't have any type artifacts, yeah. So we could try that, I suppose. Okay. And then I still feel like Spectre's a little too slow. Yeah, I think putting him on a damage build is not the best. And also Vero, if he was more skilled up, if we got like the cooldown time on that, this would probably be better. I don't know if I want to waste the Devilmons on him though. I may have to, honestly. I mean, I have like 15 Devilmon in storage. But now he's a little bit tankier. Yeah, he's a lot tankier. He has 19,000 HP. And he has 100% crit rate, so he'll always be critting. So we'll still get a lot more of that attack bar manipulation. Okay, so I'm going to run this one more time. If this doesn't work, then I don't know. I might have to swap out Crow and try out the Lapis one. Try it out with Lapis, but we'll see if this works. Okay, so they won all 10 of these, but I don't feel like this is really like with the runes I have. It's just not like it gets a little dicey at a lot of parts because I know the last 2 runs Verd died during the mini boss because the crystals focused him and then crit him, which kind of sucks. But yeah, because one of the crystals was doing like 10,000. Like once the other one our defense breaks and the other one was doing like 10,000, was just pretty much one shot him, yeah, 2 shot him. But the tank, yeah, the tank Verd definitely did help, but yeah, it's just it could be a little bit safer, I think. Yeah, I think taking Spectra off the damage build and putting him back on like a speed accuracy build. I mean, if I can get like some crit damage on him, I might try and do that, but for the most part, I think it could be better. I mean, it's probably going to make it a little bit slower because as you can see, the average clear time is just under 2 minutes, which is not amazing, but if they can farm it more consistently, then that'd be better. I think Spectra should be going at least turn 2, and then give him a little bit more accuracy so he can land the backlash a little bit more. And also skilling up Vero would also be a good idea. But overall, I think it was a success overall. I mean, it's obviously needs some tweaks, but it does work. The team does work, so that's good. And we actually got a 6-star legend rune from that. So, yeah. Okay, this flat. Okay, world boss is defeated. Okay, that one. Ooh, it's speed. So speed with crit damage, attack, accuracy. We might hold on to that, I guess. Okay, this one also has speed on it. We'll hold on to that. That one also has speed on it. We'll hold on to it. And so does that one. Wow. Okay. Not too bad. Okay. But anyway, guys, I think that'll be it with this video. There's only ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that's really all I wanted to test. Now, I don't intend on coming back to this game fully. Like I said, it just doesn't interest me anymore, but once in a while, maybe I'll make a video on it if I feel like if I want something different to do, but otherwise, I'm just going to stick with Epic 7. I still feel Epic 7 is far better. Like, you get a lot more stuff for... Like, you still get a lot rewarded pretty well for being free to play. This game, you're not as rewarded as much. And plus, with all these, like, events and shit, it's just so... Like I said, it's just so cluttered. And it kind of annoys me, frankly. Like, I can't keep track of all this shit that's in here. Yeah, it's just a lot more streamlined. Oh, we got a mystical scroll there. Got some. All this energy is just sitting in here. Oh, this is my water horse. Yeah, I picked this one because I was going to go for, I think... Oh, yeah, I wanted to go for the Jean fusion. Now they made leveling up a lot easier now. I can get the fusion monster pretty fast, but... Anyway, I think that's about it. I don't really have any summons to do. It's just those 2 mystical scrolls that I got. I mean, I could buy from the collab, the shop event. Just because there's like a bunch of like mystical scrolls you can buy right here, yeah. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 100 mystical scrolls to buy there. But I don't have enough coins to buy all of these. Yeah, I want to say... Well, I don't know. If I'm not going to be playing this game as much, I guess it doesn't really matter. I have enough to buy a few of these. So I have enough to buy 40. plus the 2 that I have. Okay. That's not bad. Okay, fuck it. I guess we'll do some summons. Just for fun. Like I said, I don't intend on really coming back to this game, so unless I get something really sick here, I don't know if I'm gonna... I don't know if this is really worth my time. Like I said, I prefer Epics at 7, honestly. Because I have a lot... My account is so much better on there. I have a lot better units than this game. And my gear is a lot better, yeah. Because, I mean, if I want to get... Oh, my box is also full. Damn it. God, all these fucking 3 stars. We'll just stick these in the shrine, I guess. So, highest grade was auto select, I guess. Okay, there we go. And then we got these. Yeah. Okay, there we go. But yeah, unless I pull something sick here, I don't think I'm gonna really come back to this full time. But like I said, once in a while I might make a video on it just for something different to do, but I'm more invested in Epic 7 now because I'm in a guild in that game, you know, so just more to do. But anyway, see if we get anything cool here. Oh, we got a lightning, so that's cool. Okay, it's the water horse after I just got him from the stupid event. Get the fuck out of here. You know, I randomly pulled, I think the other day I was just playing this again. I randomly pulled one of those macaron fighter things. Magic Order Enchantress. Okay, well she's new, so I think I have like the fire one or something as well. Then we got a jack-o'-lantern. That's cool, I guess. Alright. We got one more. Okay, we got another lightning there. Samurai, okay. Okay, and then we'll just do these last 2 just for lulz. Yeah, alright. Nothing really that interesting, but it is what it is. Get a free rune here. Wow, okay. So defense slot 2, that could be used for like a copper bulldozer, maybe. Yeah, I randomly pulled... I think she got thrown in storage by accident. Oh, this girl. Yeah, Macaron Guard. I randomly pulled this. Like, I didn't even notice. I'm like, did I pull a random 5-star in there? Yeah, with the summons now, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, it doesn't really, like, highlight when you pull a nat 5. It's just like, it just shows up randomly in the list. Like, oh, here's a nat 5. It's like, okay. The game is just a lot more nonchalant about it, I think, but... Oh, I have the bonus. I forgot about this one, too. So you... Because you get extra mystical scrolls for the number of times 10 you use. So we'll summon these last 4, and then that'll be it for this video. But... Anyway. Alright, no lightning. Yeah, it's probably better to summon one at a time, because that way you can at least... Like, if it's like a nat 5, it'll at least be highlighted, but... Yeah. Oh, well. Even more shit. What? We got another extra one, okay. Alright, but last one. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Well... Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, you can let me know by leaving a like or telling me in the comments below. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, peace.